Imagine if you could traverse the vast cosmos in the blink of an eye. Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But what if it's not? Welcome to a thrilling journey into the realm of possibility and speculation where we dare to dream big. We're talking about light speed travel, or LST for the acronym lovers among us. It's a concept that has tantalized scientists, futurists, and dreamers alike for generations. The notion of zipping through the cosmos at speeds that would make a photon blush is quite frankly exhilarating. But before we get too starry-eyed, let's come back down to Earth for a moment, or rather, let's stay grounded in our spaceship. Achieving LST is, pardon the pun, light years away from our current scientific and technological capabilities. It's a monumental task that presents challenges that would give even the most optimistic among us pause. First, there's the small matter of the speed of light itself. It's not just a speed limit, it's the universal speed limit, according to our current understanding of physics. Breaking this limit might involve bending some rules of the universe, a notoriously tough customer when it comes to negotiation. Then there's the issue of energy. The energy required to propel an object to light speed is, well, astronomical. We're talking about numbers so large they make national debts look like pocket change. And let's not even get started on the space debris. Even the tiniest particle could become a deadly projectile at such high speeds. So does this all sound a bit too daunting? Should we resign ourselves to a future of sublight speed travel? Forever gazing at distant stars and galaxies, forever out of reach? Absolutely not. Remember, we're dreamers, and dreamers don't give up that easily. Enter the Higgs distortion drive, a speculative yet somewhat plausible mechanism that might just be the key to unlocking the cosmos. Intrigued? Well, buckle up because we're just getting started. Imagine a device capable of manipulating the very fabric of the universe, making the impossible possible. Now that's quite a thought, isn't it? Well, welcome to the concept of the Higgs distortion drive. It's a wild blend of cutting-edge science and the limits of our imagination. We're talking about a speculative mechanism that could possibly bring light-speed travel, or LST, within our grasp. Let's set the stage. The Higgs distortion drive operates on the idea of manipulating the Higgs field, the field of energy that gives particles their mass. It's like the universe's backstage, where all the magic happens. Now imagine if we had a backstage pass, allowing us to tweak the properties of this field. That's the essence of the Higgs distortion drive. At the heart of this concept is the Higgs field modulator. Think of it as a cosmic DJ, mixing and controlling the outer Higgs distortion field, effectively reducing the mass of a spacecraft to zero. How? Well, we're stepping into the realm of advanced quantum field technology, a territory that's currently a no man's land in our scientific understanding. Then we have the quantum entanglement core. It's the diligent manager that takes care of the inner Higgs standard field, making sure everything inside our spaceship remains, well, normal. It employs quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that's as mind-boggling as the plot of a twisty sci-fi movie. Powering these components is our energy source. It's no ordinary battery, but a futuristic energy source like a zero-point energy extractor or an antimatter reactor. If these sound like something out of a blockbuster movie, that's because they are. We're talking about concepts that are way beyond our current technological capabilities. Safety first is the motto of our field transition buffer. It's the peacekeeper between the two Higgs fields, ensuring a smooth transition and preventing any catastrophic effects. All of these components work together, creating a symphony of cosmic proportions, potentially enabling us to travel at light speed. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? But how does this magic device work? Let's dive in. To understand the Higgs distortion drive, we need to understand its key components. Let's start with the Higgs field modulator. This is the heart of the drive, generating and controlling an outer Higgs distortion field that effectively reduces the mass of the spacecraft to zero. Yes, you heard right, zero. The science behind it is purely speculative, based on advanced quantum field technology and some imaginative extrapolation of the properties of the Higgs boson. Next up, the quantum entanglement core. This little gem manages the inner Higgs standard field, ensuring the standard mass properties within the ship. It's like a personal bubble of normality in the midst of all this sci-fi wizardry. The core employs quantum entanglement to synchronize the ship's internal field with the normal Higgs field, maintaining a stable environment inside the ship. It's like a cosmic DJ, making sure the beat of the ship matches the rhythm of the universe. Now, all this quantum field manipulation and synchronization needs a lot of power. That's where the energy source comes in. We're not talking about a couple of AA batteries here. This could be a zero-point energy extractor, an antimatter reactor, or even a compact fusion generator. It's like a futuristic power plant, but without the smokestacks. Then we have the field transition buffer. This is the ship's safety net, managing the transition between the two fields to prevent any catastrophic effects when switching between them. It's a sophisticated system of field dampeners and regulators that carefully balances the two Higgs fields. Think of it as a tightrope walker's balancing pole, ensuring a smooth transition from one field to the other. Controlling the trajectory and speed of the spacecraft is the job of the navigation and control system. This isn't your usual GPS and autopilot. We're talking about advanced AI combined with quantum computing, capable of calculating the complex field dynamics required for light speed travel, as well as navigating the spacecraft through space at such high speeds. It's like having Einstein and a supercomputer all rolled into one. The structural integrity field is what keeps the spacecraft from falling apart under the stresses of light speed travel. This could use nanotechnology or advanced materials science to reinforce the molecular structure of the spacecraft. It's like an invisible force field, protecting the ship from the ravages of light speed travel. Last but certainly not least, we have the safety and life support systems. These ensure the safety and survival of the crew and passengers, operating independently of the Higgs fields. They're like the unsung heroes of the ship, quietly making sure everyone can breathe, eat, and live while zipping through the cosmos at incredible speeds. These components might sound like they've been pulled straight from a sci-fi novel, but remember, so did the idea of humans flying once. With great power comes great responsibility, and the Higgs distortion drive is no exception. Despite the tantalizing prospects of this technology, we must consider some potential speed bumps on our road to light-speed travel. For starters, let's look at the relativistic effects. As we flirt with light speed, time dilation comes into play. This is where time slows down for the traveler relative to the observer. So, if you were to take a quick trip to Alpha Centauri and back, you might be shocked to find that while only 8 years have passed for you, everyone you left behind would have aged by about 22 years. Talk about missing out on the party. Next up, we have the navigational challenges. At light speed, even a grain of sand would hit with the force of a bomb, not to mention space is not as empty as it seems. There's cosmic dust, asteroids, and other celestial bodies to navigate around. Without a super advanced predictive modeling system or some sort of exotic sensor technology, our spacecraft might end up more like a cosmic pinball than a sleek starship. And finally, we have the elephant in the room, the energy requirements. Generating and maintaining a Higgs distortion field, not to mention powering all the other systems we've talked about, would require an immense amount of energy. We're not talking about a couple of AA batteries here, folks. We're talking about a power source so advanced and efficient that it's currently beyond our wildest dreams. But hey, since when has a little challenge stopped us? After all, we're the species that went from horse-drawn carriages to moon landings in less than a century. Who's to say we won't crack the code of light speed travel in the next 100 years or so? As we explore these frontiers of knowledge, we must remember that the line between science and fiction is fluid. And who knows, maybe one day the Higgs distortion drive will be as commonplace as the cars we drive today. So are we on the brink of a new era in space travel? Only time will tell. We've delved into the labyrinth of the Higgs distortion drive, a theoretical marvel that could revolutionize our approach to space travel. This potential game-changer consists of various components, each more mind-boggling than the last. From a Higgs field modulator that reduces the spacecraft's mass to zero, to a quantum entanglement core that maintains a stable environment inside the ship. The complexity of this technology is awe-inspiring. Of course, there are challenges, relativistic effects, navigational hurdles, and immense energy requirements are but a few. But remember how a century ago, even the concept of a man on the moon was pure science fiction. The power of imagination coupled with scientific understanding has always been the catalyst for progress. In the end, the future of space travel lies in our ability to dream, to imagine, and to push the boundaries of our scientific understanding. So keep dreaming, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make LST a reality.